supplementary budget of 895.8 billion naira in 2 weeks. Cross River State House of Assembly grants state government approval for loan facility. Plus, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency alerts public on activities of job scammers, blackmailers. Details shortly. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news. I am Idrak Etam. The 2021 supplementary budget of 895.8 billion naira transmitted by the executive to the National Assembly will be passed 2 weeks from now. Also to be passed within the same period are the Petroleum Industry Bill and the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. The Speaker, House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, after reading the presidential communication seeking the approval of the supplementary appropriation, assured Nigerians that the 3 key legislations will be passed before the legislators commence the annual summer break.
We have our work cut out for us. There's so much to do, so it's going to be a heavy load, including the supplementary budget. 2 weeks is a very short time, but we must do this work and we must do it thoroughly.
Meanwhile, Senate has received the report of its Joint Committee on Petroleum Upstream, Downstream and Gas on the Petroleum Industry Bill 2021. The report, which captured submissions received from the various public hearings, consultation, and the committee's recommendations, has been scheduled for consideration on Thursday this week, as announced by President of the Senate, Hamad Lawan.
Every senator must have a copy today. And we will be considering the report on Thursday. So we have today, we have tomorrow, and up to the beginning, the morning of Thursday, to look at the report so that when we consider the report, we'll be doing so on the basis of what we have been able to read from this very important report.
Senate has confirmed the nomination of Kolawole Oladipo Olabi for appointment as Executive Commissioner, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. Meanwhile, the senator representing Zamfara Central, Hassan Muhammad, has resigned from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, citing collapse of internal democracy and fractionalization of the party as his reason. The Cross River State House of Assembly has reached a resolution granting the state government approval to access a loan facility of 1 billion naira from Zenith Bank PLC. The House arrived at the decision after considering a correspondence from the state government requesting its approval of the credit facility. Justina Ekam reports.
The loan facility requested by the state government is for the empowerment of 2,000 women farmers for the cultivation of cassava and yellow maize in the Northern Senatorial District to boost agriculture. While some of the members argued that the empowerment should be spread across the 3 senatorial districts of the state, others say the Northern Senatorial District is in a better position to cultivate the said crops due to its topography.
What would be good is that this money be approved and that it should be shared equally. You can imagine if the people of the North should have 500,000, if that 500,000 is shared into 3, Mr. Speaker, each woman will have 166,000 and there will be equity.
It's one of the easiest ways to ride out the economic effect from coronavirus. When you inject such money into our people, the farm yields, there will be increase in GDP. And so I support the totality.
I want to remember to rise and support the people of Cross River. The only problem I have with this correspondence, which everybody has mentioned is that it should be spread across.
If I have seen plantain here, for instance, and then you don't mention the asset, I will borrow. But I have seen corn. This is the yellow one. I want to say, but when you reach All the time you always ask for corn. Not in valuable like my friend would say. But because I'm not seeing any color, you just say yellow corn. I want to believe that in the north, if we concentrate it from there, it will yield us more than if we spread.
After deliberating on the documents, this became the resolution of the House.
Resolution 2. The House will pray that the same exercise be extended to Central and Southern Senatorial District in due course. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Approved by the leader, I come the resolution of Mr. Honorable. You say aye, and those against me. Those in favor? Aye. And those against?
Also during plenary, the Cross River State's administration of the Office of the Auditor General of the States and Auditor General of Local Governments Bill 2021 passed third reading. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
Residents in Calabar and environs, especially the poorest of the poor, are expected to enjoy uninterrupted electricity supplies soon if the 27 megawatt gas-fired power plant in Calabar is completed within stipulated time. Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade, who said this during an on-the-spot inspection of the project, directed contractors handling the plant to hasten completion. Paul Ebel completes the report.
Apart from the 23 megawatt power plant already completed in Calabar main town, this gas-fired power plant is a social electricity project to provide electricity for the poorest of the poor and surrounding communities. But what are the technical challenges that may likely hamper the evacuation and distribution of electricity to end users when completed?
The intention is to ensure that the MSMEs, those small, medium-scale enterprises, have opportunity to have electricity. Thank God that in Nigeria we have a tariff regime that structures gas supply systems in such a way that there's a discounted price when you're doing gas to power. I think the oscillates about $4.2 to $4.8 per million BTU. If we generate, you're unable to wheel, by the way, they'll still have to pay. So we're looking for a third-party investor who would take it as the operator of this plant.
We have received most of the consignments right now in Nigeria. So the specialists coming also, like right now from India, if we want to get the specialists from GE, BHEL, they can't come because there is a ban.
Governor Ayade also speaks on the future of generating power at an affordable rate.
With the huge Atlantic coastline we have, Nigeria has no business taking gas to power. This was conceived because of the circumstance of the time, but looking into tomorrow, I don't see why Nigeria will be trunking gas to a long distance just to go and generate power, when you can generate power with hydroelectricity at no cost.
As the project makes progress, contractors promise to complete the job within the stipulated time despite restrictions of COVID-19. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Contrary to the rumor being peddled by some discontented candidates ill-prepared for the examination and who performed below the expectations of their guardians, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAM says questions of the 2021 UTME were not from the wrong syllabus. The board states that the questions were drawn from text prescribed for the UTME in its syllabus. JAM's head public affairs, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, who stated this in a statement, said to ensure that its syllabus is accessible to all candidates sitting for its examination. The board says the material is available on 3 platforms, adding that the UTME is not school-based and not an achievement test, but a selection or ranking test, which ordinarily does not require a syllabus. While describing the rumor of mass failure as false and a campaign by those whose source of illicit income has been further blocked, the board adds that in the 2021 UTME, 1,415,501 registered for both UTME and direct entry. Out of this number, 1,304,003 candidates registered for UTME and 75,498 registered for direct entry. The total number of candidates who took the UTME are 1,415,501 300,722 with 78,389 candidates absent. You are still watching the news at 7. You can watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Nta Calabar. We'll take a break now and the news continues shortly. Stay with us.
As news breaks from the north, south, east, and west of Nigeria, we bring it to you. News from the length and breadth of Cross River State is sent to you via this channel.
With movers and shakers in various spheres of influence talking to us, we carve a niche and showcase our experience in broadcasting. Because it's Nta Calabar before others.
You can't get this anywhere else. It's only here on Nta Calabar News, showing at these times 3 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 7 p.m. every day. Nta Calabar News. Our experience counts.
Welcome back and thanks for still being there. And now to the rest of our bulletin. A total of 1,080 women, 17,280 children, and 105 persons living with disabilities in 4 participating local government areas in Akwa Ibom State have so far benefited from the different programs of Action Aid Nigeria since it was launched in Akwa Ibom State in 2007. According to the report, Action Aid Nigeria, through its local rights program with the core objective of empowering the socio-economic status of poor women, men and children in participating states across the country by mobilizing and building their capacities to implement its people-centered development programs has led to numerous success stories. In Akwa Ibom State, the people say Action Aid program has helped them in achieving social justice, gender equality, and poverty eradication. Drug use disorder is a self-destructive pattern of using a substance that causes distress and problems, and so drug abuse and addiction cause tremendous impact to individuals and the society. Charity Gems in this upcoming report x-rays the causes of drug abuse and possible ways of checking the menace.
Drug abuse is one menace that is ravaging the world, including Nigeria and Akwa Ibom State. It is also emerging as a global public and social issue. Research has proven that over 15 million people in Nigeria are involved in drug abuse. In Nigeria, including Akwa Ibom State, some of the commonly abused drugs include cannabis, heroin, cocaine, codeine, marijuana, and tramadol, among others. And the abuse of these drugs is seen to be common among undergraduates, secondary school students, youths, commercial drivers, and sex workers. In our society, the burden of drug abuse is still on the increase on a daily basis, despite the existing drug laws and policies. What then are the causes of drug abuse?
1. Unemployment. 2. Availability of drugs. 3. Parenting lifestyle. 4. Peer pressure. Could be a student is dismissed from school, expulsion, school dropout, depression, frustration. All those things could cause a child to enter into drug abuse.
Considering the dangers and negative effects of drug abuse, which makes people addicted to drugs victims of torture and public health concern, what then is the solution to this menace?
If you subject drug enforcement staff, police officers into such screening, you'll be able to get some bad elements out of it, so that you know that when they are sending the workers out to implement some of their policies, now they will carry the policies to the latter.
It is therefore pertinent that everyone and group be involved in providing information and facts that can tackle drug abuse and save lives of people addicted to drugs. In Uyo, Charity James, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has again alerted the public on the activities of some scammers taking advantage of the recent employment screening exercise to demand payments from shortlisted candidates for narcotic officers and assistants before they could be employed. The agency had on its 12th May and 6th June 2021 notified the public and job seekers to be aware of messages from persons claiming to be acting on behalf of NDLEA or its officials demanding payments for employment. While NDLEA is presently investigating at least 3 telephone bank account numbers linked to members of the job scam syndicate, reiterated that the agency is not recruiting into any cadre of its workforce. However, note that any presence by professional scammers to extort money from anyone, especially those who recently participated in the screening exercise, should be ignored and their details reported through the agency's social media handles direct message. Journalism is one profession that affords practitioners opportunities to explore and broaden their horizon in the course of practice. Our correspondent Nta Calabar, for the first time, went on a boat cruise to a riverine community in Odukwane local government area of Cross River State and came back with this story to tell.
Southern Cross River State is blessed with lots of water bodies, and Atan Onuyum, a community in Odukwane local government area of Cross River State, is one of such. The community is accessed via the waterways on reaching a waterside after about a 1 hour 30 minutes drive from Calabar. The people here are predominantly farmers and fishermen. The riverbank here is not a final destination. The assignment at hand is actually in another riverine community called Ito Edere Ukwa. So, we needed to do another boat cruise, and I must tell, I had butterflies in my stomach. I just had to do this for the profession.
Wow! This is the first time I'm doing this, and I'm really scared. I'm scared. Trust me, I'm scared. Let me give you one.
Don't I just love journalism now? I have been able to get to all of these places as a journalist. I'm sure without journalism, I wouldn't have come this far.
That's true. All my life, what has ever brought me to this river is because of the practice of journalism. I've been here 4 or 5 times, and all for the same profession.
On arrival at Ataneki, the other side of the river, we headed to the venue of assignment where the APC, Ito Iderukwa Ward, officially welcomes one of our illustrious sons and other decampees into the Progressives family. Having received the new entrant, the ward leader, Okonisoni, presents the new members to the state leadership of the party.
I know the ward I come from, Ito Iderukwa. When they stand with a man, they stand with a man forever. Because before we were PDP, I tell you to because of bank account that the whole world has crossed to APC.
Since he's from here, I know that he's going to make it with his contribution from the grassroots. He will win every election.
With our assignment completed, we commenced our journey back to Calabar. Did I get my swimming skills back should there be any eventuality? But we sailed back after all. From Ito Ederukwa in Odukwane local government area, Achibombasi, NTA News.
To end the news, a recap of our major stories. The 2021 supplementary budget of 895.8 billion naira transmitted by the executive to the National Assembly will be passed 2 weeks from now. Cross River State House of Assembly has granted the Cross River State government approval for loan facility. You also heard in the news that the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has again alerted the public on the activities of the job scammers and blackmailers. That is the package for this evening. Thanks for watching. Good night.
News.